Do you have trouble hitting high notes? A lot of people do. There's way out of this. This is like a roadblock for many, many singers. And sometimes they'll spend an entire career trying to figure it out, trying to work it out, how to get to the top. Well, all will be revealed. Stay tuned to the end of this video and let's discover how we can hit those top notes securely, easily, every time. Let's get going. Okay, well, first off, one of the first problems with singing high notes is that we call them high notes. The frequency is higher or lower, but there's just coordination changes in the shifts, coordination shifts in the voice, nothing else. And because of that, the idea of high or low can often be very detrimental. And the reason for that is that if you start singing up a scale, eventually it's gonna almost stop on us. And so then we start to do, because we think, oh, that note's too high or that note's high, we start, and this is the fatal thing, we start trying to reach that high note. Like that high note is like an apple on a tree. And we, if I just get my hand up high enough, I'll get it. And this is, unfortunately, from the frequency level, it is an accurate picture, but from an organic level, it's not accurate at all. And it's very, very detrimental. It starts as, then we start pushing, then we start forcing, then we start trying to make it work, make it happen. Willpower, I'll get it. I just got to give more, I just got to, work harder. Or you do the opposite, you kind of do a switch, you relax because you finally give up and you yodeled into it. Yeah, then because then you earn falsetto or head voice and then you can reach it, but then you don't have any power anymore. So how do we get around this? Here's the big secret, that reaching high notes, also even lower notes that are maybe at the very bottom, scraping the bottom of the barrel, are a consequence. They work or they don't work depending upon the basic coordination that's happening in the voice, that's happening in the larynx. What kind of coordination is going on? And for most of us, we have a coordination that we've learned either through life experiences and how our voice sounds or we think it sounds, that tends to determine what that coordination is. Or maybe we've learned a kind of a technical training that maybe is good, very good for a certain area of our voice, but doesn't help us to get to the top. Well, your voice is fine, but the coordination is not. When the singing line is well coordinated and in balance, then an upper note, a high note, is like any other note. It's just one other note in this sort of line that I already have built up. And when I do that, I discover that it doesn't feel high anymore. It just feels like any other note. And I don't have to reach for it anymore. It's much more psychologically, emotionally, it feels almost like it's waiting for me. When the upper area is open enough and integrated enough into the complete line of your voice, it's just like any other note, and it's just sort of waiting for you to move up into it. And it's already open, it's already ready, and it's not a problem. A good balance, what does that mean? Particularly here, the main balance that we're looking at is the balance between the upper register and the lower register. The falsetto or head voice and the lower voice. So the chest voice. Now, when these two registers are opened enough, it doesn't have to be a huge opening like we would use like for an opera. It can be a much narrower opening like we would use in a different kind of genre. That's where the genre takes place, what kind of opening that is. But open enough in the falsetto and open enough in the chest voice to actually coordinate these two registers together so that every note that you sing has both registers working with each other, okay? We don't have like, here's head voice and here's chest voice, but this, where they're mixed together and they're working together. And there's not one note now that I'm singing where this mix is not coming into play, okay? And if I do that, then I can suddenly move all around at least 2 octaves, maybe 2.5 octaves. When I was in my time in San Francisco, I remember I was, experimenting with my voice endlessly. I was able to do 6 octaves. Can you imagine that? 6 octaves. Working with these different kinds of principles and seeing what was possible. Roy Hart, at the middle of the 20th century in France, he started a whole thing. A lot of his singers were singing 8 octaves. 8 octaves. And it's just a question of kind of learning, where these coordinations are that, that open up these different aspects in our voice. So open enough and then mixed. And then it's almost like you cannot not hit it. Okay, for women, if they're singing in the lower part of their voice, in their chest voice, they will often then confront the break. Every voice almost all voices will show up in some way. Sometimes it's very, very subtle, but for most people it's very, very conspicuous. They have a break between their chest voice and their head voice. And if women are singing a song in their chest voice, like, for example, in belting context, you're going to be ah, ah, the whole time. And then if the song goes up high enough, you're going to find that you come very, very quickly on the limits of the natural limits, the healthy limits of your chest voice. And then you have this, ah, 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 and you're just pushing it out. And it sounds awful and it feels worse. And that's because when we're in chest voice, if we haven't found a mixed chest voice, where it mixes with the head voice, it's going to do that on us every time. And we're going to feel, I don't have an upper. I don't have high notes. I have trouble with the high notes because I don't have them anyway. Well, for women, they need to kind of come in contact with a mix where they have the head voice, the sound in their voice mixed in with that chest voice. And then they can go up either in a belting style or a more classical style or musical style, what have you, but then the voice will start to just creep up on its own. And for us men, it's really important because 2/3 of our voice is chest voice. 2/3 of our voice is chest voice. And that means it's really, really, really easy to get stuck in chest voice. And if we sing in a certain sort of lower part of our voice to an upper middle part of our voice, ah, ah, in that area of our voice, we feel great. And it sounds really good. But if we really stay there, it gets stuck there. And then we get into the so-called passaggio, or this break part of the voice. And we haven't found a way to introduce the head voice into that sound, then it just stops. And then we don't have the upper. And for us men, we don't necessarily want the pure head voice. We don't want, whoo, we don't want to yodel. We don't need that. We need an integrated sound where we have ah, but we also have the ooh. So one trick is an old exercise, an old Douglas Stanley exercise to find it quickly. It's called a breakthrough exercise for us men, and that's we start in a head voice sound, and then without changing the vowel, without changing the note, without changing anything in the mechanism, we just suddenly sing louder and energetically. Suddenly, very, very energetically. And then almost automatically the voice will form a mixed sound that we can then take up. And the easiest way to do this is on an oo vowel. For example, it sounds like this. I mean, this is just one exercise, but I mean, here's an easy one. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Now, the oo doesn't sound very interesting, but we can easily change it to all different colors and vowels. Ooh, ah. And I'm not just in that pure chest register anymore. I'm already in a mix. Let me do it a little differently, because for us men, the easiest way, that's why oo is so good for this exercise. If we can do a much darker vowel, like an oo or a dark o or a dark ah, we can find it much easier. Now, so here's my excuses. I'm not warmed up today. I haven't sung a note all day, or done except what you just heard. But this is what I mean. If we do just a pure bright ah, which is really good for chest voice, ah, but then then it stops, because the next one is ah, and the next one is even worse, ah. Okay, but listen to what happens if I can just kind of modify that, and I'll go rather extreme in this case, so we'll really hear it, to a much darker sound, and see what happens to the color, what happens to the line. Okay, now I used a big opening to go through that break just so we could hear how that works. But you don't have to go to such a big opening as that. You can keep it much, much narrower. But if you do that and practice that, you'll start to notice that the line starts to integrate. And the more it integrates, the more you notice that it's just the top note, whether it's ah or a ah, it's just a note. It's just another note in the whole line. And it becomes actually quite easy and sometimes really, really fun to sing those upper notes, because they're just an integrated part of your voice now. And they're not high, they're not low, they're just another note in a complete balanced coordination. And the more we sing with it, the better we get at it. So that's just an introduction. But if you can find a way to start to move your voice into this integrated form, and for women the same thing, if they start in chest, try moving the vowel to an E vowel or to an oo vowel. Stop singing words for a day or two and just start playing with some of those vowels and find out which vowels tend to connect these registers, so you can go from your chest voice into a coordinated head voice. And then you'll find you have all this, I mean, for your, maybe you could do an octave and a half, and then suddenly you can do 2 octaves. And it's integrated, it's mixed, and you can vary the color depending upon the genre. If it's classical, you can open it up much more wide and round and so forth. If you're in a belting thing, you can much narrower and more, give it more metal, and it'll do in principle, though it's the same thing. We want to mix, not separate registers. We want a coordination. We want a balance, and then the high notes are not high anymore. They're just fun.